we can multiply a monomial times a big polynomial. We can multiply two binomials together using FOIL. And then the question is, what do we do if we're going to multiply bigger polynomials together? And I'm going to teach you the box method right now. So I'm going to show you by way of an example here. And we're going to multiply these two together. We're going to multiply 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. And we're going to multiply this by 5x minus 6. All right, these two together. So what type of a polynomial is this? Can you name it? What's the type of it? That's a trinomial. Why is that a trinomial?
3 terms.
Yep, you got it. That's a trinomial because there's 3 terms, okay? What type of polynomial is this? This is a binomial. How do you know?
2 terms.
Yeah, binomial has exactly 2 terms. So I'm multiplying a trinomial times a binomial, all right? The first thing you want to make sure that you do, the first thing here is that make sure that each is in standard form. And what does standard form mean again? The exponents are going down in order, right, from greatest to least. So let's check really quickly here. On my trinomial, I have a 2, I have a 1, and then a 0. That's in standard form. And then my binomial, I have a degree of 1 and then a degree of 0. So that's looking good so far. So we'll make sure that's in standard form. Okay, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the box. Set up the box method. So it doesn't matter. Your box can be sort of longer on the top or longer along the side. Doesn't matter. I tend to put the longer polynomial on the top. And so I'm going to put the longer polynomial, which is the trinomial, on the top. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put 3x squared. I'm going to leave myself some room, minus 2x and a plus 5. So notice how I've spaced them out just a little bit more. And I'll show you why in just a second. Okay? And then along the left-hand side here, I'm going to write down 5x and then minus 6. So I've written it down in a vertical format. And then what I do is I make a box that covers each of my terms from top to bottom and from left to right. And then I make little squares for each compartment. Okay? Now notice, how many squares do I have total? Count them up really quick. How many do I have? I have 6 squares total, right? Now check this out. Here's a coincidence. How many terms in a trinomial? 3. Good. How many terms in a binomial? 2. And what are we doing to these two things? Multiplying. So doesn't it make sense that 3 times 2 is 6? Yeah, there you go. So that's a little check you could do for yourself. Make sure you have enough boxes that match the number of terms you're being multiplied, okay? So 3 times 2, it gives me the 6 boxes total. So that's how I came up with 6, okay? Does that make sense so far? Okay, cool. Now all we're going to do is we're going to multiply. So step 3, we're going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply 5x times a 3x squared and put that answer in the box. So what's 5 times 3? 15. What's x times x squared? So this is 15x cubed. So that term represents 15x cubed. You guys go with that part? Okay, now I'm going to multiply 5x times a negative 2x and put that term in my second box in the middle column here. So what's that going to be? Negative 10x squared. Very good. Because 5 times negative 2 is the negative 10. And then x times x is x squared. Good. Last box, what's it going to be? 10x. Very good. All right, now we're going to go down to the second row here. What's negative 6 times 3x squared? Negative 18x squared. Very good. And then what's a negative 2x times a negative 6? A positive 12x, because negative times negative is a positive. And then finally, what's a negative 6 times 5? A negative 30. Yes, sir.
For 5x, you put plus 5.
What did I do wrong? Where?
For the top third. 10x.
Oh, thank you. That should be 25x, huh? 5 times 5 is 25. Yeah, make sure we are multiplying, not adding them. Thanks, good catch. 5x times 5 is a positive 25x. Thank you very much. Okay, now here's the cool thing about the box that I want to show you. Here's the neat thing. If, when you set these up, they are in standard form, and you set the box up correctly, and there's really, you can't mess it up, all of the diagonals are going to be like terms. Do you guys see it? All the diagonals are going to be like terms. And the ones left over are going to be singulars, meaning they're not going to have like terms. So only the ones that are diagonal from right to left, just like that, are like terms. So is there anything we can do with the 15x cubed? Are there any other like terms for 15x cubed? No. So we write it down. 15x to the third. All right. I'm done with that one. I crossed it off. Now let's combine negative 10x squared and a negative 18x squared. Those are like terms. They have the same variable and they have the same exponent. So that's going to be how much? Negative 28, what? X to the squared. Very good. So that one's now done and that one's now done. Okay, let's do 25x and 12x. How much is that going to be? A positive 37x. Good. That one's done. That one's done. And then let's have a leftover negative 30. And that, let's figure out here. So after we've done multiplying, okay, after we multiply, what do we do for a fourth step? What did we just do for the fourth step there? Yeah, Sasha. Combine like terms. Combine like terms. So this right here, this is a process for us to multiply polynomials together that are bigger than a monomial times a polynomial and bigger than a binomial times a binomial. So we're going to put it in standard form. We're going to set up the box. We're going to multiply. We're going to combine like terms. What do you guys think? Pretty good so far? All right, good. Let's practice another one here. All right, let's multiply together. Let's multiply. Let's multiply a squared minus 6a minus 3. And we're going to multiply that by 2a minus 5. Okay, first of all, let's check here, and let's do a little review. What type of polynomial is this? Trinomial. That's a trinomial. How do you know? There's 3 terms. Good. What type of polynomial is this over here? That's a binomial. How do you know? It has 2 terms. Very good. So what are we doing to these 2 things? Are we adding them, subtracting them, or multiplying them? We're multiplying them. Good. So this has 3 terms. This has 2 terms. So I should have a total of 6 boxes, correct? Are they each in standard form? Yeah, how do you know? Because what decreases? What decreases? The exponent decreases from left to right. Very good. So set the box up. I'm going to have a squared minus 6a and a minus 3. Leave yourself a little bit of room. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to have a 2x and a minus 5. Notice that the minus sign goes with the 5 because that's telling you which number is the negative one, right? The minus 5. Good. Then make your boxes. And how many boxes should you have? You should have 6 boxes. Do you have 6 boxes? Yes, we do. Awesome. Okay, help me out. Oh, wait. Why do I have an x? Whoops. This should be an a. Let's make these variables all the same. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, what's 2a times a squared? 2a to the third pair. Nice job, Victoria. What's 2a times negative 6a? Negative 12a squared. Very good. What's 2a times the negative 3? Negative 6a. Very good. What's negative 5 times a squared? Negative 5a squared. Very good. What's negative 5 times a negative 6a? A positive 30a. And what's a negative 5 times a negative 3? A positive 15. So that's what I would write down. Great. Are all boxes filled in? Yes. Now, that's a singleton. That's a like term. Those are like terms. And that's a singleton. Isn't that pretty sweet? That's why I love the box method. And that only works, though, is if you are having it in standard form before you start. So make sure you put it in standard form before you set the box up. All right, here we go. Let's write our answer down. 2a to the third. There are no other 2a to the thirds. I'm going to cross it out. I'm done with that one. Negative 12a squared and a negative 5a squared is a grand total of negative 17a squared. It's very good. I'm done with these two. It's negative 6a and a positive 30a is how much? Positive 24a. Very good. Done with that one. Done with that one. And lastly, I got a 15. So I'll put plus 15. And All right, very good. Last part here, I want you to try this on your own. You try. Multiply these two together. Let's do b squared plus 5b minus 4. I want you to multiply that by 2b plus 3. b squared plus 5b minus 4. I want you to multiply that by 2b plus 3, and I want you to use the box method. Okay? Box method. All right. Okay, who's got an answer that they want to share with us, what they did? Who's got an answer for this? Sophia, what'd you get? 13b squared, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Plus 7b minus 12. Okay, put your hand up if you agree with Sophia. Let the record show almost everybody in the room who did the problem has their hand up and showing Sophia. Nice job, Sophia. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, that brings us to the end to that lesson for multiplying.